Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes. Okay, so you are connected now. Can
Arjun
you hear
is
me?
not there.
Pardon?
Arjun is late.
Arjun, yeah, I don't know whether he's going to join or not. Okay, so
No, he's not joining.
he's not joining. Okay,
Actually, it's visa issue. I told you last time.
yeah, okay. So the network thing, right? Okay, so let us continue with what we were working on. So yesterday you were not here. We had started this. This I had mentioned yesterday that from now on we'll be doing everything online. Okay, so you won't have to download something like you did for basic pen testing. So you won't have to do that. You'll be
Okay,
doing the machines online.
okay, sir.
So we had started with that, and there is this website
Okay.
called Try Hack Me. Have you heard of it?
No, sir, I didn't hear about.
Okay. So see, yesterday I had actually started working on that.
Okay, sir.
So what you need to do is you need to go to that website, just sign up, create an account,
Okay. Try hack
and
it.
Try Hack Me. Okay, I'll show you the website. Just give me
Try
a minute.
hack me.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
So you need to create an account there. It's free. Okay. So account creation is not it's
okay,
completely free. You don't have to pay anything. And most
okay,
of the website as well, most of the content on the website is free as well. And everything that I'll be doing, everything that I'll make you do on the
okay,
website, that would be free as well. So you won't have to pay anything.
okay, sir.
Okay, so just give me 1 minute. I'm going to show you the website, and we had started working on a machine there, a Mr. Robot. That is what we had been working on.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so let me just share the screen. So is it visible now? Are you able to see it?
yeah, yeah.
All right. So this is the website, Try Hack Me. When you log in, this is
Okay,
what you will see. So you'll see this kind of dashboard, and okay, so I'm already logged in, so I'm seeing this dashboard. And there's one more thing you need to do before you can, connect to the machines on this website. So you need to go to this profile section, click on this access. Okay, go to this access page, and you will see here that you need to download a configuration file. Okay, so it's a small file. Okay, just you need to download that, and of course use your Linux system for this. Okay.
okay. So we have to uh, do it in Linux.
Yes,
Okay,
you have to do that in Linux.
okay,
Also, yeah, what I was saying is, yeah, after you download this file, okay, just go to your
okay,
terminal, and you need to run a simple command, just sudo. If you are not already root, then just you need to sudo open VPN, and just write the name of the file after that. So file.ovpn, whatever the name, actually the name of the file will be your username, whatever username you will sign up as. That is going to be the file name that will
Oh,
be generated.
okay.
So whatever that file name is, just sudo openvpn and file. That is it. So you need to just run that command, and when you do that, when you run this, you'll see some long output like this, and at the end you'll see this initialization sequence completed. Okay, so this will take like 5-10 seconds at most, and once you get this message initialization sequence completed, that means you are connected. And you can also verify that. You can come to, okay, just leave this here as it is, IP A. Just use this option, and you can see I now have an extra interface, this tunnel 0, and this is the IP that I've been assigned. So this is my IP on TryHackMe's internal network.
Okay.
Okay, so now since I am connected to their internal network, I can access their machines. I can access the devices that are present there. So now I am connected, and even on the website here, if you come to this access page, it will show you as connected and give you your IP address once you are connected there. Then just come to this learn section, and there are a lot of different things here. Come to the all rooms portion. So every different machine, or let's say every different CTF here, is in the form of a room. So
Okay.
I mean that's the term that they've given it, room. So just come here, and what you need to do is uh, search. You can either search or you can go through the entire list of rooms. So I'm going to go for the Mr. Robot one. So I'll search it here. Okay, so now even here they've mentioned that in order to work on this machine, you need to first connect to the network. So everything that I just mentioned, they've just also mentioned these steps, that you download the file, run it with sudo openvpn, and then you'll be connected. So that is what they've mentioned. And once you do that, you come to the next portion, hack the machine. Now, since this is a CTF, it has the flags. Okay, capture the flags. So there are flags. Basically, flags are simply pieces of text that you need to get, and in this case, there are three flags, or they've actually called them keys. Now, in order
Okay.
to start working on it, you need to click on the start machine. Okay, and it tells you that to access this machine, you need to either use a VPN. So the thing that I told you, or use the attack box, which is actually an in-browser Kali machine that you can access. But I would not recommend doing that, since with a free account you only get a limited amount of time every day. Like you can only use it for 1 hour every day. Plus, with your machine, you have complete freedom. You can do whatever you want on it. Any changes that you make on your machine will stay, but that is not going to be the case on their online attack box. Plus, it is a little slow. The servers are far away. There are no Asia servers, so there's a slight lag, input lag. So I would recommend that you use the OpenVPN method to access the machines.
Okay.
Okay, any questions here so far?
No, sir.
No. All right. So go to the website, sign up, and
This 1 hour is for one day. Every day, if we sign in again, we will get this 1 hour.
no, no. 1 hour is only if you are
Or
using their
the
attack
whole.
box. Whenever you
Okay.
deploy a machine, okay, initially it starts off with a time of 1 hour. You can extend that. You can add an
Okay.
hour, and next time when the expiry time drops below 1 hour, I can add another hour. There is no limit to the
Oh,
amount of
yeah.
time you can spend working on the machines. There's no limit to that. You can just keep extending this. After actually 6 7 hours, it will tell you that you need to terminate and then redeploy it. So again, that's just, you can terminate and redeploy it. Only the IP will change. The machine you can still access.
Yeah.
And the 1 hour per day is only for that attack box. If you are using their in-browser Kali machine, so you can access a Kali Linux machine within your browser itself, and you can also use that. But with a free
Okay.
account, you're only limited to using that for 1 hour per day. So it's better to just use your own system,
Okay.
right? It's better to use your own machine. So I'm going to give it just one more minute, so that uh, it the machine that I'm deploying, these are actually all deployed within the cloud. So just I'll give it a minute more so that it can properly deploy and get booted up and get configured properly. So I'm just going to give it a minute more and then I'll start working on it. On average, you should give every machine at least 2 3 minutes. Some machines take even more time, they require an even longer time to configure. In that case, this it will be mentioned on that page. Some machines require up to 10 minutes just
Okay.
to boot up and configure. So it will be mentioned on that machine's page if that is the case. Okay, I think it should have booted up by now. I'm just going to copy this. And yesterday we had reached a point where we had, completed the scanning portion. And on this machine, you only have a couple of open ports that you can target. So nothing else. Okay, so see, even SSH is closed here. You only have HTTP and HTTPS. So HTTP and HTTPS means that it's only the web server that you can work on. Everything else is closed. So for a web server, of course, you need to access it from the browser. So this is the website that you see. Now here you have the robots.txt file. In this case, for this machine, it is present. And within this file, we have, okay, two URLs. One is fsociety.dic and one is key1of3.txt. So this fsociety thing, let's first try accessing this. Okay, okay, I actually shouldn't have copied this. So let's see what we have here. Now it's asking me to download this file. Okay, so it's a downloadable file. Now I already have it downloaded, so I'm just going to cancel it. I have this file on my system, so I'm not downloading again. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Okay, so I'll take a look at that file later on, but first let me take a look at this. All right. Uh, So this is a key one of three. So that means this is one of the three flags that are required to solve this machine. Okay, so
Okay.
that is what this is. Now coming back to that file, actually yesterday I covered this portion that this file, now it's in downloads. This file, it's actually a word list or a dictionary file. You know, the kind of file that you use to crack passwords. So it's a
Yeah.
dictionary file or a word list, whatever you want to call it. And it's a long file. Okay, it's a very long file. It's a large file. I mean, I'm just going to quit. Now at this point, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with a word list or where I'm going to use it. So let's just leave it for now and I'll come back to it later. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what else I can find on the website. Okay. So far I just have this page. I'll see what else can be found. So I'm going to use GoBuster for directory brute forcing, dir, and I'm going to you. Are you familiar with directory brute forcing?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Have you ever used a tool like Derb or Derbuster or anything?
Yeah, the I think it's used.
Yeah, you've used Derb. So that is with Derb. What you're doing is that is directory brute forcing.
Okay.
Okay. So just
Okay.
instead of Derb, I'm using another tool called GoBuster. Okay.
Okay.
So with GoBuster, okay, if you want to see the options, so there are a couple of different things that you can do. Like you have this dir for directory brute forcing, you have dns for getting dns subdomain brute forcing, but that is not what we require here. We need to do directory brute forcing. So what I'm going to do is I'll say GoBuster dir, and with dir I need to give it a URL. Okay, so hyphen u http. Okay, again I have this copied. I need the other thing copied actually. I need the IP. This is not going to work. Yeah, so I need this. This is the URL, and I need to specify a word list for directory brute forcing. Now, this is not the same kind of word list that you use for password cracking. Okay. So
Okay.
now there is another tool called dir buster. Okay, dir buster. Derb is
Okay.
command line. GoBuster is command line. Dir buster is actually a graphical tool. So what I'm going to do
Okay.
is I'm going to use one of the word lists that comes with Dirtbuster. Okay, it has some nice word lists there. So I'm going to use one of the word lists that comes with it. So it's in the user share Dirtbuster word lists directory, and you have a couple of actually you have a few word lists here. The most useful ones are this directory list 2.3 medium and directory list 2.3 small. So first I'm going to try with a small. You should always try with a small one first. The medium one is a little too large. So try with the small. If you don't find anything here,
Is
then
this
you
the
move on
same
to the
method for the password brute force also?
pardon.
No, is this same used for password brute force?
No, this is not the word list for password brute forcing.
Okay.
This or actually that would be a dictionary attack. So these are not the word list used for that. This is the word list only usable for directory brute forcing. Okay.
Only for okay.
So with directory brute forcing, what you're doing is you're taking each and every word from the list, and
Uh,
this tool GoBuster is adding that word to the end of this URL and checking whether that's a legitimate URL or not. So I'm
okay.
going to use this. I've specified the word list. I've specified the URL. That is it for now. So it has found, you can see it has found quite a few URLs for us already. Okay, and it's still working. It's still finding out more and more URLs. So let us see how far it is able to go, like how much information it's able to give us. Okay, so it's the responses are coming, but they're coming a little slow. Actually, the speed at which any of these tools work depends on how fast the server responds. If the server responses are slow, then the rate at which this tool will work is also going to be slow. So that is a very important factor that comes into play here. Okay, so meanwhile it's working. Meanwhile, let's already check what it has for us. So these are the pages that it has already given us, and there's also an admin page. Okay, let's first try that out. Let's see what it is. Admin. Let's see. Okay, so this admin page. All right. Basically, it's just redirecting us in a loop. So I'm just going to come back here. This is not really useful. So it's redirecting you back and forth. So it's not a page that is going to be of much use to us. Okay, no worries. Let's check out the other things. So we have blog images and all. Okay, let's check that out. Oh, I don't have permission to access that. Okay, what about blog? Hmm, don't have permission for that either. So what do we have permission for? There's this -0. There's the login page. Let's see what can we access. Okay. So it's a login page and it is a WordPress login. Okay. So it's a WordPress login page. And let us check out the default, whether the default is enabled or not, whether it's a default password or not. Okay, let's just check that. Invalid username. So admin is not the username that is being used here. Admin is the default administrator username. Okay. So we'll have to look for the username first. Okay, no worries. We'll check out the other pages as well, see what we get there. There was something on this /0 that GoBuster was telling us. This one. Let's see. Okay, so there's something called users blog here, and the title says just another WordPress site. Okay, nothing found. So there are actually no entries on this blog. So there's no articles, nothing. It's an empty blog. So it's a WordPress blog, but it is empty, completely empty. There's nothing here. They haven't posted any articles or anything. It's an empty blog. Okay, so from an empty blog, of course, there's nothing to see. There's nothing here. Even if you check the source code, I don't think we find anything. These are just normal comments, nothing of use to us. No, I can't see any comments that would be of any use to us. Okay, I'll just close this then. What are the other URLs? Okay, WP includes and all of that. Image, JS, readme, robots. Robots we've already checked. Page one. Okay, what is page one? Okay, that is simply redirecting us towards the home page. Nothing else. All right. What else now? Readme robots. Okay, readme is not really useful. Okay, it's going to. Okay, so it's not useful. If you look at the source code, there's nothing. Usually, even this much information is not there. It's like, I like your head is out. I'm not going to help you. It's just a WordPress README and it's a basic WordPress stuff. Since we are working with a WordPress website, that's why. All right, it is not able to so far it has not been able to find out any more pages for us. So there's also this intro directory. Might that be useful? I don't know. Now keep in mind that this website is sorry, this machine, this CTF, it is actually based on a TV show by the same name. Okay. Have you heard of it, as Mr. Robot?
Yeah, I just started to see that series,
Okay, you've seen it,
Mr. Robot.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
So
just
this is
started.
pardon.
Yeah, season first.
Okay, so this CTF is actually based on that. That show is the theme for this CTF. And actually, the more and more CTFs you solve, you'll see that a lot of CTFs are based on such themes. Okay, so it might be based on a TV show, like in this case, it might be based on a movie or a book or a series. I don't know, it could be anything. So, in a lot of cases, TV shows are based on books and stuff, and TV shows as well, like in this case. Okay, so this video is just in keeping with the theme of that CTF. So it has got nothing to do with the actual CTF or getting access to the machine itself. That video has got nothing to do with that. So I'm just going to go back. Okay, now one more thing. We already have, we already know that there's this login page, right? We've already seen it. So there's a
Yeah,
login page. I've gone ahead and we've already seen that such a page exists here. But we don't have any credentials at this point. I don't have any username for it. But the thing is,
yeah.
do you have okay? Yeah, do you have any suggestions here? Like, what could we try? Doing here. I don't know any usernames, of course, at this point. But could I try something? Or no? Okay. See what we can do here is, now I know that this entire CTF, the entire thing, is based on a TV show, right? Is based on Mr. Robot. So maybe I can try, using the name of some characters from the show, and see whether that works as the password or not. Oh, sorry, as the username. I'm looking for the username and see whether the username is the name of a character on the show. Because that is very much possible.
Yes, sir.
So I can try that. So if
Yeah.
you've seen the show, can you tell me the name of any characters there?
Only starting. I have seen. I think
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay, no worries. See, even if you don't know, this always is just it's just a Google search away. All this information, even in case you haven't seen it at all, even if you don't know anything about it, you can always just use Google and it will point you to the answer. Okay. So this is basically the names of all the characters there. So now, of course, the show is named Mr. Robot. So I think trying that first would be a good idea. Just say Mr. Robot because even that in itself looks like a kind of name. For password, I'm not concerned with what the password is. I'm just using the username as the password right now. I'm trying to figure out what the username is.
Valid username.
Invalid username. Okay, let's try Elliot. This is the protagonist. Oh, I misspelled that. Let's try. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
Username
is
is
it
correct.
telling? That the password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect. That means we've stumbled upon a correct username.
Yeah.
Okay, also there is, I'm just going to interrupt the scan now. For WordPress websites, there is this tool called WP Scan. Okay, you can use it to scan WordPress websites. I think we should have this copied already. Yeah. So you can use it to scan a WordPress website. And okay, just a moment. I'm going to give it the enumerate users option. Sometimes it is able to find some usernames as well for you with the enumerate users thing. And right now I'm not looking to update the database. I'll do it sometime later. Okay. So it is giving us some details. Okay, interesting entries. Server is Apache. Now, of course, this server name and all we already have from the Nmap scan. Still, it's also giving you this information. Nothing with that. Then robots.txt found. We've already seen that. XML RPC seems to be enabled. Okay, do you know what this is? XML RPC that is mentioned. Are you aware of that? Are you familiar with it?
No, sir.
No or yes?
No.
No. Okay. So this is,
In
it's actually,
RPC, I think I heard before.
okay. You heard before, right?
Yeah.
So basically, see with WordPress, uh, it's an API actually. So now it's definitely useful from a developer point of view, but when it comes to testing or attacking a website, the only use case where it is useful to us is for password cracking. So it enables you to like, and even then I don't have to directly interact with the API to handle the password cracking. whatever tool I'm using. Actually, I can use the WP scan tool itself to perform the password cracking. And XML RPC is an API that helps with password cracking. So if it is enabled, that means your password cracking attempts are going to be that much faster. Actually, much faster. External WP cron seems to be enabled. This is not really of any use to us. WordPress version has been identified. Insecure. Okay. WordPress theme in use is 2015. Okay, theme. Again, there's no attacks for themes themselves, and no users found. Okay, so I gave the enumerate users method, but it has not found any users for me. So again, sometimes it will be able to find some usernames, sometimes it won't be able to. So in this case, it did not find any usernames, but okay, we already have found a username, but this uh, tool wasn't able to do so. Okay, so again, there's not much of use to us, but now we can move forward with this. I'm going to move forward with what to do in this case. So you have a username, but how do we find the password out?
Any kind of password cracking?
We have to resort to password cracking. So,
Yes.
but what do we use? Okay, do we brute force or do we do a dictionary attack? What do we do?
Brute force?
Brute force? Are you sure that that is the
I
best
think
idea?
don't know, but I most commonly heard about this brute force.
Do you know what the difference is between brute force and dictionary attack?
No, sir.
Okay, let me just tell you that first. See, a brute force
Okay.
attack is where you say like I want to take all combinations of 8 letter or from 8 to 12 letters, and I want to try every single combination of whatever characters that you choose. Like it could be just alphabets, it could be alphabets and numbers, it could be alphabets and symbols, whatever you choose. So one thing you can do is that you can do a brute force attack, but brute force attacks are very time consuming, and unless you already
Okay.
have some prior information about the password, it's not very feasible to do this for most realistic scenarios as a penetration tester. The other option you
Okay.
have is for dictionary attacks. Okay, now what a dictionary attack does is you have a dictionary or a word list, and whatever tool, okay, whatever you're using to crack, you provide that dictionary file to this tool, and what it's going to do is it's going to take each word from that dictionary or word list one by one, and it's going to try that as the password against whatever website you're trying to hack into. And if it finds a password that works, it is going to tell you. So this is a much better, it's a much more efficient way of cracking passwords.
In both cases, we have to give that information about which type of combination we need instead.
No, with a dictionary, you already have a predefined dictionary, or you can create your own dictionary as well. So you need to provide that dictionary file to your tool. You need to provide that file to whatever tool you are using.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now here, what we are going to do is we are going to use a dictionary attack.
Which one is default?
Pardon? See, what I'm saying is we need to use a dictionary attack here.
Okay.
We found that file, fsociety.dic, when we looked at robots.txt, we found that file. So,
Yeah.
and I mentioned that it was a word list or it was a dictionary. So
Okay.
I can use
No.
that here. I can use that file here, and I can use this tool WP scan to crack passwords as well. Okay, and
Okay.
just if you take a look at the help menu, okay, you can provide usernames and passwords, and it is going to do a password attack using that. And if XML RPC is there, it is going to try and use that API. If it is usable, it is going to make use of that. That will make your attack faster. Okay, so with this hyphen capital U, you specify the username, which in this case is Elliot. With capital P, you specify the password file. So I'm going to use this fsociety.dic. So it's in the downloads directory. Okay, fsociety.dic. Okay, this is a file that I'm going to use
Is there any tools that automatically make dictionaries? Means if we want
to
to
create
make
files.
any dictionary on our own.
Yeah, there's a couple of tools. There's Crunch to create word lists. There is this Cool CEWL. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Can
And
you
then
send me that? For just checking.
you already have those tools on your Kali system.
Yeah.
Okay, and also you have a couple of word lists that come pre-installed on your system as well. In the user share word lists directory, if you go, you'll see that there are a couple of word lists that are present. And there are also
Can
word
you
lists
say that?
available. What?
No. Can you say that name once more for automatically making word list?
This name. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. There is one tool known as Crunch. I'm writing the name in the chat. Oh, actually, by mistake, it got written command line. Okay, I'll just write it in chat. Crunch, and this CEWL.
Crunch.
Yeah. So these are for Crunch is for making any custom word list based on what parameters you specify. Like maybe you want word lists ranging from a particular length from 8 characters to 12 characters length, and then you can specify what characters set you want to use. So it will go
Okay.
ahead and create that word list for you.
So
And
in that we have to also measure the length also, or
yes,
it
you
will
have to measure the
automatically
length.
make.
See, word list can
Okay.
be very large. Okay,
Okay.
word list can be very, very large files.
This crunch and cool both are same. Means, can
No,
you show
no,
how
this
to
crunch and
making?
cool is different. See, this second one that I mentioned, that is used to create
Uh,
a dictionary based on, let's say you'll give it a URL, and it based on that URL you'll go to that website, and it will pick keywords from there, and it will generate a word list out of those.
okay.
Okay, so that is what cool does. So it's different. Crunch is different. So both of these are completely different. Okay, so when I'm talking about word list sizes, okay, let me just show you. If I use Crunch to create a word list containing, so the first thing I'm mentioning is a minimum length one, and let's say eight. So from 1 to 8 characters, and I just run this. So now by default, it will just take lowercase characters A to Z, and this will generate all combinations of A to Z between 1 to length 1 to 8 characters. Now 1 to 8 is not really a very huge length. Okay, it is normal. And just see the size of the word list that's going to create 1812 GB. Okay, almost 2 GB, 2 TB. So
Yeah.
be very careful with what word list you are creating.
Okay. And in this, it will include everything, means alphabets, numbers, digits, everything.
No, this is just if you don't specify anything by default, it takes just lowercase characters.
How can we give that instructions?
After this, specifying the length, you can specify the character set. So let's
That,
say I specify ABCD and ABCD and 1 2 3 as well. So now it's just going to use characters that I've specified. Okay,
okay.
now it's just going to use these. So that's why, okay, you can see that the length has been shortened because A to Z is 26 characters. So the character set is 26 there. Here we just have you know 11 characters. So the list is considerably shorter this time. So size is also less. Okay, coming back to our password attack. Now see, it is using password attack using the XML RPC functionality that was present. And how many tries is it doing? It is doing this 1716 tries. But that's not the length of the word list. It's not just 1700 words. The word list is much bigger. Let me show you the word count of that. Just come over to this tab. WC, the count for is the command for word count, and so okay, downloads if society.dic. This is the total number of words in this list. And see, normally in a dictionary attack, you're going to use all the words that are present in the dictionary. So since it is making use of XML RPC multi-call, it is able to reduce that to just 1716. Still, that takes it is taking a little bit of time. So, can you think of something that will allow us to what, to shorten the time that is going to be required for this attack? Because currently the time it's taking is a little long. It's saying that it's going to take 7 hours. Now, of course, we don't have 7 hours to just sit here and let the attack run. So, can you think of anything that might help shorten this attack or help reduce the timing? Something that we might have overlooked. Okay, so first do one thing.
Hello.
Yes.
So, sir, actually, my net issue.
Okay, no worries. We'll continue this
I,
tomorrow.
I can't, yeah, can't actually I contact with the uh, ISP internet service provider here.
Okay.
They told it's a issue with my uh, team, Kerala Vision. I actually take with the Kerala Vision.
Okay.
So it's some issues on their server. Told it will correct it within few hours or so, within few days. Hello, sir. Can you
Yeah.
provide that last and previous day links?
Yeah. Sure. Also think about what can be done here. Okay, to reduce this attack time.